What's up YouTube, Tana2SS back again with another video. In this video, we're going to talk about what happens when you stop using Ozempic. Over the past week, I actually stopped taking the medication, and I'll tell you exactly why once we jump into the video. But before we do, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can be notified of all future videos. So to give a little backstory on why I decided to take a week's break from taking my shot, 2 weeks ago, I call it shot day, okay? This is the day that we take our shot. We're going through all of the side effects. We know we're going to go through all of the side effects, and, we just mentally prepare ourselves. But that day, 2 weeks ago, I decided to have for lunch my wife's lasagna. It's like my favorite meal that she makes. It's delicious. It's whenever she makes it, I have to have it. Problem with that is that it is very fatty. It's loaded with carbs. It's a very heavy meal, and I should not have done that. That was a huge mistake in hindsight. But I had that for lunch. I took my shot around 5 or 6 p.m. That evening, and by 10 p.m., 11 p.m., I started to feel terrible. I had the sulfuric burps. I had the nauseousness. And I was just very uncomfortable. I dealt with that for about 2, maybe 3 hours. And then all of a sudden, I felt this huge urge to vomit. So I ran to the bathroom and I was on my knees and I was vomiting everywhere. It was just so nasty. It was like, if you've ever seen that Family Guy episode, or I think it's Brian, who's just puking everywhere nonstop. That was me. That was me. I was puking everywhere nonstop, and it was the worst thing in the world. I never want to experience it again. And so nonetheless, for the next 2 or 3 days, I really wasn't able to eat anything. I started following the Brat diet, which is bananas, rice, applesauce, and toast. I was keeping it very light because I still felt very bad, even 3 days after that episode. So towards the end of the week, I started feeling better. I was able to eat more. And when the new shot day came around, I just didn't want to feel like that, right? I just didn't want to. I was a little nervous. I did not want to go through what I had went through that previous week. Even though I haven't really eaten anything that was heavy, I just didn't want to experience that. So after meeting with my doctor, because I had a doctor's appointment that week, and my A1C levels were incredible. Was down 33 pounds. And you know what? It was almost like, I'm going to have a cheat week, right? Some people have a cheat day. I decided to have a cheat week, and I don't regret it. I don't regret it at all. Now, not having the Ozempic, like a fresh dose in my system, I did regain my hunger. I did regain cravings. I think I ate out maybe 3 times in the past week. And I understand why people gain weight back once they stop taking this medication. It gives you your appetite back. I would say it gives you your appetite back multiplied. I was craving salt. I was craving sugar. I was craving all the things that you shouldn't have, essentially. And a lot of people, once they lose the weight and they pull themselves off of Ozempic, or their doctor pull them off of Ozempic, they go through what's called Ozempic rebound, which is gaining the weight back. And I think part of it is cravings, and part of it is you wanting to reward yourself, right? You start to think you know what? I went through that battle. I lost this weight. I did so good, and I was structured for so long. I'm going to have this, right? Then that meal turns into another meal, and, before you look up, you've gained 30 pounds back, right? So it's basically the same thing that happens if you diet and exercise for a long time, and you get the weight off, and then you fall back into old habits. It's the same thing. You just end up gaining the weight right back by falling into old unhealthy habits. And the key to not doing that, the key to not gaining the weight back, is simply being mindful and having a balance, right? I don't think it's terrible to have terrible food on occasion. It's when you have terrible food more often than you should is when you run into a problem. And what I'm trying to do this time around, because if you haven't seen my last video, a couple years ago, I lost 100 pounds and I ended up gaining it back. And one of the reasons that I gained it back, on top of the health issue that I was having, I did kind of fall back into my old habits, right? Even, like I said, even though I wasn't feeling well and I wasn't necessarily able to exercise, I still could have made healthier choices when it came to food. I knew how many calories a day that my body needed, and I was going over that by double, depending on the day, right? I would, you think about it. If you have breakfast, just a normal size breakfast, normal size lunch, normal size dinner, snack in between those, you're probably looking at, 2,500, 3,000 calories a day, if not more, depending on if you've eaten out that day, right? You can have something from McDonald's and that's 1,300 calories in one meal. So it's really a numbers game when you think about it. You want to know how many calories your body needs in order to maintain your weight, and then just reduce that by 500, and you're just going to lose weight. You're just going to lose a pound a week. So really, the goal is all about having balance, right? If you're going to get off of Ozempic, when you're on Ozempic, you really don't have much of a choice than to actually eat well and eat right as much as possible, or the side effects are just gonna, they're gonna ruin your life. That's the only way I can put it. If you don't eat right or eat better while on Ozempic, you're just gonna face some very terrible side effects. Now, you may not experience them on like the 0.25 dose or the 0.5 dose, or maybe even the 1 milligram dose. But once you start moving up, eventually you're gonna get a dose where it's gonna humble you, and it's gonna humble you quick. Things that you've eaten before, you're going to try to eat, and you're just going to get sick. Chances are that's going to happen. Some people, don't experience any side effects at all, but from the groups that I've been in and the message boards and just the stuff that I've read, a lot of people experience really bad symptoms or really bad side effects when they don't do what's necessary. So today was my shot day. Today I resumed taking the medication. I can already feel the side effects starting to happen. I'm feeling a little nauseous, even though I didn't eat anything heavy today. I kept it pretty light because I knew I knew today was gonna be shot day, and I didn't want to experience what I experienced 2 weeks ago. So all in all, I'm back on the medication. I'm still losing weight, like I said. My A1C is down below diabetic levels. I'm almost at normal. Hopefully you found this video beneficial. If you did, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Hit the notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next video.